Hey everybody, it's Kathleen. I just wanted to do a quick video for you guys to show you how I remove my Jamberries. There are lots of videos out there and lots of different methods, but the one I'm going to show you is the one that I prefer and I think does the best job. Some ladies might say that after wearing Jamberries for a while they're seeing maybe some changes in their nails, peeling or something like that. That could be one of two reasons. The main reason is that you're not removing them properly, which I'll show you how to do that here. And then a second reason could be that your nails are getting a little dehydrated. Think of your nails like you do your hair. They're dead, just like your hair is dead, but it does need moisture. So with the wraps on, they are a watertight seal. So as you put your cuticle oil on and your lotion on, it's keeping your hands and your cuticles healthy, but none of that moisture is getting directly to the nail. So if you're finding that you're having that sort of an issue where you think your nails are getting dry, I particularly have dry hands and dry nails sort of naturally. So I just make sure that I'm drinking plenty of water. So if you feel like your nails are getting dry, increase your water intake. And as well, I like to personally take a day or two between when I change my Jamberries out to really give them the good moisture that they need, sort of like the deep conditioning maybe that you would do for your hair. So after I take them off, I will, for a day, put on cuticle oil directly on the cuticles and then the nail itself several times a day, as well as making sure I'm using a good moisturizing lotion. And I found that that really helps, so I'm going to kind of go into that at the end. So what you basically need for this method is I like to use acetone. The acetone will dissolve the adhesive. And that's what you want. When you're removing your Jamberries, you want to make sure that there's no resistance at all. You don't want to feel any pulling or any tugging. If you're pulling or tugging at them, your nails are made up of little layers, and so you could be peeling off little layers of that, and if you do that, you'll start to see some damage there. So just think of it like a band-aid on your skin. If you pull it, you're going to do some damage, you're going to pull some things off. So this way with the acetone, it just dissolves and they really should slide right off. Some ladies like to use coconut oil or olive oil. I've tried that. If you do that, you really have to take your time because it doesn't dissolve the adhesive. It might sort of loosen it up and help it to come away from the nail, but I found when I use the coconut oil, it probably takes me a good 20 minutes to remove my Jamberries because you have to go really, really slow or you're going to end up damaging your nail. So that is an option if that's something that you want to try. Just make sure that you are going very, very slowly with that. So I like to use the 100% acetone, and then I just have a Q-tip and the tooth flosser. So that's what I start with here, and so I'm just going to put a little bit in the cap. I don't like to dip my fingers in the acetone, which you'll see some videos where you dip it in and you soak it. I like to keep, as little contact as possible with the acetone, just because it's a chemical and all that. So the first thing that you do when you're removing your Jamberries, since they are a watertight seal, is you're going to just break the seal that's around the cuticle there. This will help the acetone to get in and under there. So you're just going to peel that just a little bit with your nail, or you could use an orange stick or something else that would just get in under there. I typically like to just use my fingernail because I always have it with me. So next I just take the Q-tip here, and I use this instead of sticking my finger in there. I just put that along there, and I know that that's seeping under the wrap there a little bit, so I can just kind of pull it up with the Q-tip. So I'll just kind of let that work, and I'll just do a little bit, just a drop kind of at each of them. So you can see I'm not using a lot. I don't want to have a lot of contact with it, but I'm just going to let it work. Kind of get in under there, maybe pull this up just a little bit, just at that edge there. Just to let that get in under there. A lot of times I'll just do this at the sink, but for the video I'm going to do it here. So that's where this comes into play. Then you take this under and you just start to work, and you really want to use hardly any pressure at all. You can see it's almost like the weight and then of the flosser that's doing it. And now that I've done, just peeled it up a little bit more, then I just do just a little bit more and let that get in there and dissolve. And it's just starting to come away very nicely. And the more that sits there, the more it will dissolve. And I just, as it comes up, I try to peel it back a little bit so that acetone will get in there. Make sure I'm getting a good drop of it or so in there. And it's just really gentle. So doing it this way, I can have them off in 5 minutes or so, because these other ones are the acetone that I've put in there is working and loosening up. So you can see they just should be sliding off, and there it goes right there. So that came off really nicely. You shouldn't have any damage there at all because I didn't pull, I didn't tug. You might find that there's a little bit of sticky left on there, so you can either take this Q-tip or get a cotton ball or something and just get the rest of that sticky off of there. And then when I'm done with all of my nails, I like to go and wash my hands and just get that off. Since I'm not at the sink here, I just have a wet paper towel just to show you that I'd like, you know, get the acetone off. You don't want that to stay on there because, you know, acetone is drying, and so, you know, I like to just have it on there really quick. So then I usually wash that off, let me dry it really good. And then, like I said, I don't put my Jamberries right back on. I'll wait a day or two. What I like to do, if you think of it kind of like exfoliating, if you have any dryness, you can just take your buffer. I like to buff it right afterwards, after they're really good and dry. You could wait if you want to make sure they're dry. Just kind of like as if you were exfoliating your skin, your face. You know, we do that before we put our moisturizer on to make sure that it's, you know, going to get in there into those good fresh cells and everything. So you can just kind of exfoliate and buff that top layer away. And then after you've done, you know, all of your fingers, then I just like to go ahead and take this cuticle oil, which is really good. It soaks in really well. And then I would do all of them, of course. And then just rub it in. Give it that good deep conditioning. And I would do this, you know, 2 or 3 times today. You know, especially before bed, get it in there really good as I think of it during the day, or if I feel like, you know, I've washed my hands a lot, or if I've done dishes, that kind of a thing that tend to be drying to the hands and nails, I'll get in there and condition it. Get a really good lotion. Make sure you're lotioning your hands really well. Like I said, drink your water, and that will help keep your nails, if you can see that or not, moisturized and hydrated. Use a proper method of removing and you won't have any peeling or damage there. I've been wearing Jamberries at the time of making this video for over a year, and my nails are healthy and strong. Like I said, you can find other videos online if you would prefer to use some type of an oil, but just be really, really careful and take your time in that. Heat up the oil, heat up your jams, loosen them up a little bit. This way I find has not damaged my nails at all. It doesn't dry them out at all because I take the day in between and moisturize them. So if you have any questions about Jamberry or about any processes, application or removal, you can contact me through my website, kathleenprice.jamberrynails.net, and I'd be more than happy to help you. And that's kind of all I wanted to show you today. So happy Jamberrying, and have a good day. Bye.